Hi there, boys and girls. It's time for another lesson on the Writer's Crusade. Today, we will be looking at descriptive writing. Now, what is descriptive writing? Descriptive writing is where we give details about a person, place, animal, object, or even feeling. Descriptive writing allows the reader to experience what you, the writer, have experienced, what you are seeing, or what you are feeling. In order to give good description, you must be able to appeal to the five senses and create pictures in the reader's mind. The first thing you have to do is to identify what you want to share with the reader when we're doing descriptive writing. This is referred to as the focus or topic. It's basically what your composition will be based on. Your ideas may include the place, the people, the actions, and objects that are around you. Remember, although you are writing, imagine that you are telling your friend. You want to show them everything that you are experiencing. Now, make sure you give them all the details that they need to create that mental image. Now, how do we create word pictures, or we could say the mental image? You already use adjectives in your writing, but in descriptive writing, you want to do that even more. You want to use adjectives so that you could be more creative and be able to give a clearer picture. Now, I'm sure that you could recall what are adjectives. Can you? You want to use words that are very direct. Be sure to remember that creating mental images does not only include what you see, but it also includes what you hear, smell, taste, when you touch, or even what you feel. Remember, we have to appeal to the senses. Your readers must be able to close their eyes, listen to your words, and create that mental picture of what you're describing. Your words are like the paintbrush in descriptive writing. When writing about objects, it is important to pay attention to the following details. We want to focus on the color, the size, the shape, the texture. And texture there means how it feels. You could also think about the sound if it's an object that can produce a sound. We said that we could also use a person as the focus of our descriptive writing. When you are writing about a person or persons, it is important to give details based on their physical appearance, meaning how the person looks, their height, their eyes, their hair, their facial expression. Do they smile? Do they look angry? Their attire, things that they wear, gestures. And the word gestures means body movement, things that they do. If you are writing about a place, focus on details such as the location, if there are any buildings, the size and design, the atmosphere. Is it noisy or peaceful? Is it more of a natural created place or is it a fantasy world? Are there animals, trees, mountains, beaches, woods? So, you want to be careful to give as much details as possible. Now, other than the basic elements in writing a composition, descriptive writing contains the elements of sensory details, figurative language, a central theme, or we say the focus of the writing, and the use of precise words. Now, we already established that we try to use words that appeal to our senses or the senses of the reader. So, there we will talk about sensory details. When we speak about figurative language, we are talking about using of figurative devices such as similes, metaphors, personification. Those are things that I'm sure that you can remember something about. Now, remember, the goal of descriptive writing or a descriptive composition is to help the reader see and engage with the details of your story. If you're talking about a cat and what the cat did, you want to give all the details, all right? Maybe how the cat moved, how the cat jumped, what the cat looks like, what sound the cat makes. So you have to be very, very careful. Now, in every composition, careful organization is very important. Some ways to organize your descriptive writing includes time, location, and other details such as the feelings and so on. You want to put all your details together. If you're talking about the physical appearance of someone, you want to write everything about the person's physical appearance together. So you have everything well organized. Now, I mentioned before, in descriptive writing, there is particular focus on using adjectives, and I will include the use of adverbs. Now, adjectives, if you remember, are words that we use to describe nouns, while adverbs are used to describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs in the story. Now, I'll give you a few topics which are suited for descriptive writing. The tallest wooden building in the world. The old house on the corner of King Street. I'll give you some topics based on an experience. Describe one of the earliest memories of your childhood. My best friend's birthday celebration. Let's now look at some topics based on describing a person. We have my role model, the doctor or nurse, my favorite book character, and the oldest member of my family. If you're thinking about an object, we have my lucky hat, the plate I broke, the mysterious rubber tree. These are all topics that will lead you to understand that the piece that you would be writing is of a descriptive nature. Now, one of the most important things you must remember when creating a description is to show and not tell. Remember, you're trying to let the person see what you are talking about. So, what does that really mean? It means that you have to be able to use words that will help to create the mental image. Now, let's look at this scenario. If you are writing about someone who is excited about going on a trip, let's look at the best way we could describe this scenario. She was excited when her parents gave her permission to go on the school trip. Now, as I read that, was there anything that you were seeing mentally? Were any pictures being created in your mind? Let's look at another way we can describe that scenario. Her eyes widened with surprise and her jaws dropped open. She screamed with excitement when her parents said yes. Now, how did that description sound to you? Would you say that A was better than B or B was better than A? Now, if you look at B, you would see that there were a number of words there that described her appearance and her reaction. Her eyes widened with surprise. Her jaws dropped open. I'm sure that by now you are seeing in your mind someone with your eyes wide open and jaws drop open. When she screamed, are you hearing that scream in your mind also? Right. So B there gave us a better description than A. Now, in this scenario, this person is pretending, or not pretending, they're sharing that they're in the middle of a thunderstorm. And let's see, out of the two descriptions given, which one is a better presentation or a better description. A. The rain was falling heavily and everyone was afraid. Now, there, what picture is created in your mind? Were you seeing anything clearly there? about the experience this person had in the middle of a thunderstorm? Did you get the picture that there was a thunderstorm? Let's look at the description in B. The raindrops attacked the galvanized roof and the windows rattled. We huddled under the bed and held each other tightly. What do you think about that description? Was that better than A? Most definitely. There you see, we give life to the description of the thunderstorm, the rain. It said the raindrops attacked the galvanized roof. Can the rain really attack? But we're giving life to the elements or the details of the story. Now, I want you to remember that in descriptive writing, it is very important. You must not forget that you are creating in the mind of the reader a picture they must be able to see as you read. Remember, in descriptive writing, just like any other piece of composition, you have the basic elements of character, setting, plot, but in addition, we have a few more elements which are very important to make sure that our descriptive composition is one of such. Those elements are sensory details, which are words and phrases that will appeal to our five senses, figurative language, those are the figurative devices such as similes, metaphors, personification, things that will add life to your reading or your writing. There must be a central theme or central focus for your writing also. And make sure that you use precise and direct words. You don't want to use words that will cause confusion or the reader will struggle to understand what you are writing about. And like in every good composition, there must be careful organization. So that's it for our lesson today on descriptive writing and how we go about doing it. I'm sure that you would have learned a lot. Stay tuned for the next session where we will try to develop a descriptive composition. See you next time.